Hi, or hola. So today's question is, do sudden magic shifts exist? With shifts, I mean changes. I am very curious what you've got to say with this. Obviously, there are many accounts of people who all of a sudden wake up the next morning and everything is different. Or I think years ago there was this German filmmaker who made a documentary on alternative healings, and there was one shaman who was dancing with a guy who was addicted, and he never was addicted again afterwards. So these kind of stories that give the impression that, and I'm not saying that it isn't true, I guess it can happen, but in my life, to be honest, change has not been happening like this. It's been more, you kind of like when you do your review, like I shared with you what happened for me in 2023, you look backwards and you can maybe see over a longer time what has changed. And I just sometimes wonder whether we buy too much in this idea of this magic sudden bam, and it would be nice, wouldn't it? And everything is different, but maybe it would be also very disorientating. Maybe there's something to be said about, gradual, slow changes. And I don't know, maybe we don't talk enough about that change really isn't that often. Also, we have a part that wants to change, and then there's another part that is quite resistant to the change, and that it's not straightforward, is it? It kind of like, and I think that's also something that makes it hard, because we expect it to go like this, and it doesn't. It goes more like this. It might be that we have the same thing, like, for example, with learning a language. Trying to learn Portuguese, I feel like I make 3 steps forward and then 1 step backward again. It's also due to the fact that, that my motivation crumbles, and then I'm not as invested as I should be to make more progress, and so that sets me back. And I think that applies to other things as well, because change only happens when we work on something, whether that's changing maybe a belief. Like, for example, if I believe I can't be successful, then it's not just about telling myself something different, but kind of setting out to prove that maybe that belief isn't right. So then maybe I need to, in that example, create more content and just see whether that's really true, that I can't be successful. But it's tied. Change is tied to constant behavior that we modify, I guess, and will fall off the. God, I still can't think straight with that. Recovering from COVID, falling off the horse's back or whatever it was. Let me know. Anyway, I always throw these things, mess them up, I mean. But I'm just trying to say that maybe the change that really is long-lasting is the one where we do something every day that's different, and it might be just a very small thing, and then we can build on that thing, and maybe that's more sustainable. I don't know how I would, because I very easily feel overwhelmed. I don't know, even though that it's a nice idea or imagination to say, oh, okay, bam, there's this magical shift and I'm magically, completely and utterly and perfectly fine and healthy and whatnot, and maybe it would be overwhelming, and versus, well, I would take it if it was to happen, don't get me wrong, but I just think that if that happens, that's nice, and for sure an exception, I would say. And so if we hoped less for this magic shift and more went back to down to earth approaches and work on one thing at a time and be compassionate with ourselves when we are walking one step back again, and just know that it's not a straight journey, and that maybe it's really also more about the journey and not the result, and witnessing how we are changing what we are doing and acknowledging that this isn't easy. No, it is not easy, but it can be done. So let me know, what do you think? Or did you have a magic shift, or how has change happened in your life? This was Anja Kersten, life coach and artist. Take good care. Bye-bye.